My name is Scott Holmes, and over the last 15 days, we added 15,000 Canadian dollars or 10,000 US dollars for this brand on Amazon Canada. And we did all this by bringing just 2 of their SKUs over. And in the next 3 months, I think we can scale them up to 100,000 US dollars a month. And the best part is they're not paying us for this. They didn't even know this territory existed. And third, we are actually paying them to do this. Here's how it works. We buy the items from the brand and bring them onto Amazon Canada. We take them across the border and handle all of the logistics. Then those products capture demand that existed in Canada but wasn't being captured because the products weren't available for sale. We make money by buying at a wholesale price and selling for a retail price and making a margin in between those two prices. The best part is the brand doesn't pay us anything and they unlock a whole new stream of revenue without lifting a finger. Now, earlier I talked about $100,000 a month number, and you guys might be saying, how are you gonna get them to $100,000 a month? You just did $10,000 in 15 days. At most, that's $20K a month. The reason is we only have 2 of their SKUs in Canada right now. So once we have all of their SKUs in Canada, I think we'll get to $100K a month. And the stats right now prove that. If we look at their US sales, which is about $600,000 or $650,000 a month, these 2 specific SKUs that we brought onto Canada did $10,000 a month. They do about $110,000 or $100,000 a month in the US. That means they do about 20% of their sales in Canada as they do in the US. So if $100,000 translates to $20,000 in Canada, then $650,000, which is the brand as a whole, should translate to $120,000 or $130,000 as a whole in Canada. The crazy thing about this is not a one-off exception. There are tons and tons of brands that crush it in the US and have nothing on Canada, especially brands that enroll in things like the transparency program, where their items are just automatically deactivated in every country or territory that they don't have transparency codes in. The crazy thing about this is not a one-off. There are tons and tons of brands who are doing millions of dollars in annual revenue or even millions of dollars in monthly revenue in the US that don't do anything in Canada because they've completely ignored it. Now, Canada is definitely a smaller territory than the US, so it makes sense why they ignore it. It might be 10 to 20% of a brand's sales in the US, but if you're doing $100,000 a month in the US and you bring it into Canada and you add $15,000 a month, that's a great increase. And a lot of companies would be super happy for a 10% increase month over month. So I'm not really sure why a lot of brands don't capitalize on it. Obviously, it's somewhat difficult, but if you're one of the brands that doesn't want to deal with Amazon Canada, you don't want to go through the process of getting registered as a non-resident importer, dealing with duties and taxes and recouping all of that stuff, and you want us to do it for you instead, I'm gonna add my email down below in the description and you can reach out to me. Thanks for watching. If you guys think this is interesting, please let me know. I don't really see a lot of people making videos around Amazon Canada or Walmart, so that's why I'm starting to make these videos. I think Amazon US is super saturated and very hard to dominate right now, but these sales channels that a lot of brands aren't really aware of are super easy to leverage as a way into working with a brand or working with a supplier.